Welcome to another Monday Marketing Tea, the last one of the year. I will be back mid-late January, probably with a slightly new format. I've done this for a couple months now, and I think I'm fine-tuning some things, but who knows? I don't know. I don't know. All right. Main SEO news is it's the Christmas core update. Google has unrolled its new, or its latest, I should say, core update. It does a core update a few times a year, and then smaller updates more frequently. And so, just a slight chuckle that it is right now shaking up results because it's the biggest shopping time of the year. Donations, all that kind of stuff. So businesses that were working on a strategy, hopefully it will pay off and not be rattled. So, ho ho ho. Leisure, right? It's Advent. We're all taking some time, hopefully, to pray more, prepare for Christmas, and what a gift it is. And the book that I'm reading is, all about waiting and quiet and things that are very hard. And I do think that gets lost a lot in business. Between AI and side gigs and, just that push to always be doing something. Things are being lost. And there's a small project I'm going to be working on in 2026. I'll talk about with the writing challenge. And hopefully it will allow a little bit more space for people to read stories and process things in a more human way, specifically for business leaders and creatives. Trying to do whatever it is we're supposed to do. Don't ask me, though. I am not an expert. But this is your reminder that a lot of marketing and business advice doesn't really do this. It pays lip service to this. It says this. But I don't know how many of them actually do. And I have actually started once again to not work on Sunday. And hopefully that will help. And to end on a fun last note, a survey of top email buzzwords. So a survey of, I don't even know how many emails. Someone smarter than I could probably do the math, because if 6,000 is 0.6%, that's a tenth. So 10,000, no, 100,000 emails. Maybe 100,000, I think. But maybe a million. Anyway, whatever the number is. Most frequent phrases that come in. Reaching out is number one. Follow up, yeah. Check in, oh yeah, I use check in all the time. Aligned, this one I don't use as much. That feels more like executive supervisor speak. Please advise. Sometimes I've used that. Hope you're doing well. Hope this email finds you well. Hope all is well. Kind of surprised that they broke those out. And I also feel that's not entirely fair. Just in as much as, like, hello isn't on this list. You have to greet people somehow. You can't always be creative. E-meet is new to me. I thankfully have never heard that. I don't like that at all. Circle back. That's yeah. Guilty of so many of these. So another, but again, surprisingly small. But I don't know what sort of emails they were evaluating. But again, I, in part, don't know that it's fair that they criticize this list. In as much as, like, you have to say something. English doesn't have the hugest vocabulary. Not all of these are bad, but some of them could use a little work. Aligned. Ugh, that one gives me heebie-jeebies. Alright, so the last item that I prefaced earlier, talking about quiet and leisure and a project for 2026, this in part came about through some meetings last week, and the discussion of A, more storytelling, B, more human connections, and C, opening up on who you are and that human value. My particular interest was talking to business owners and I say other people involved in the so-called Christian economy, which is becoming more popular. So intentional Christian networking, intentional Christian business building, intentional Christian support, which is a double-edged sword for sure. But whether you like it or not, the pros and the cons of it, value purchasing is definitely very important to younger generations. And so my interest, in part, like personally, is I want to know what that means, because I see so many Christian business owners, and I'm pretty active on LinkedIn, and sometimes you can tell them and sometimes you can't, and sometimes it's just you share religious content, but I want to peel that back a little bit. Like, what does it really mean? What are the hard choices that we have to make being in Christian business? Is it just a label to get more business? And things like that. And when I brought this up to one networking group, they really encouraged me, and they actually recommended this writing challenge, so I'm stealing it from that group and putting it here, of kind of writing your story and how you got here. And to be honest, that's hard for me. I feel like some people have a very clear motivation for where they ended up. I feel like my motivation is just trying to do the thing ahead of me, and I really have no idea where I'm going right now. Which is scary, but that's okay. That's what's God for. That's what God's for. So, on that note, I hope everyone has a very pleasant rest of Advent and a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I know I'll be around in other streams, so whether that's Max's EverQuest stream, there's been some talk about doing a Final Fantasy tabletop RPG around New Year's, streaming with Punch some. That's all to be determined. Skyrim, of course, could be on the plate, but this will not return until mid to late January. So thank you all for being here, and I look forward to more discussions on marketing, writing, and Christian business.